I am Tanya Harrison, and I researched the topic, how can educators best support students who are affected by trauma? The short answer is we can break the cycle of trauma. But what is the cycle? The cycle begins with an initial traumatic experience. This could be abuse, neglect, or loss of a loved one, just to name a few. Trauma is not the event, but your response to the event. It is an experience that surpasses your ordinary coping skills. It is not just unpleasant or inconvenient. As a result of the trauma you have experienced, your brain is in survival mode. This state does not leave room for forming healthy attachments, managing emotions, or being creative. This has a negative impact on brain development, which can lead to poor attention and memory, emotional outbursts, and poor mental health. These disadvantaged students then come to school, an environment that demands more cognitive and relational skills than they can muster. It is then predictable that these students would get overwhelmed to the point where emotional outbursts and behavioral problems arise. When you punish symptoms of trauma as behavioral problems or defiance, you are negatively labeling the student and stigmatizing their mental health, and ultimately re-traumatizing the child, effectively restarting the cycle of trauma. The long answer to break the cycle of trauma is in a trauma-informed approach. In this model, we still need consistent, high expectations for all students. It's just the punishment aspect that will look different. Students who have experienced trauma need to use higher order thinking and apply what they have learned. In this model, routines and consistency are very important as well. These students may view the world as cold and unwelcoming. They may believe that bad things happen to good people, and this hopelessness cannot be fixed by focusing on the child's deficits. They need consistent love, support, and positive regard. It is also important to attend professional development. Not all trauma is the same, so it is important to never stop learning and gathering resources for your students. The more you know, the better you can help. It is also important to be reflective on what is working and what isn't in your classroom and school environment. Research has shown that traditional methods of punishment, such as suspensions, can be ineffective because it pulls the child out of the learning and isolates them further from their peers, which can further stigmatize them. It is important to remember and rephrase your language. They aren't giving you a hard time, they are having a hard time. And how can we be most helpful to our students?